Right, here we are live. We're getting ready to kick off the game. Here we go. It is the Vikings at Eagles. I'm live, I'm pumped, I'm ready. Ready for my first Thursday night football game. So here we go. Just waiting now. Ready for it to kick off. You hear the sound, you hear the commentary, you will hear everything. But now we're just waiting. So yeah. Justin Jefferson, Darius Slade are all there. Now we're just waiting. Got my cup of tea. Got my remote control. I'm ready. Let's get it going. We should be ready in a mo. I'll put the sound on in a minute so everyone can hear. Actually, I might do it now.
This is the main event.
Here we go.
The field is ready. The players are ready. Philadelphia is ready. For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world.
Here we go.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Mate. Huge.
Always a great scene.
Absolutely
Start
huge.
of the game, night game in
The Vikings are going to kick off.
Eagles are going to get the kickoff. Boston Scott is
I'll sort out the score as well. I don't think I've got the
Greg
score
Joseph
right.
descended
I might have to move the
skyward.
camera up a little bit.
And week 2 is
Alright, let's have a
underway
look, let's have a look,
in
let's have a look, let's have a
Philadelphia
look.
with the touchback.
No, I think I'm pretty good. Yeah, pretty
Out to
good.
the 25-yard line come the
Alright.
Eagles. Jalen Hurts was second
Touchback,
in the
and
MVP
Jalen Hurts is en
voting
route.
last year
Jalen
behind
Hurts,
only
comp,
Patrick
22,
Mahomes.
attack, 33,
Last week, there
pass
were the
yards,
numbers
171,
in
touchdowns,
New England,
9
one
rush,
touchdown
and
pass
37
to
yards,
Devontae
and a
Smith.
fumble loss. That was last week
Ran
at the
9 times for
Patriots.
37 yards. Of course, he had that
Here
fabulous
we
Super Bowl
go.
performance in a losing cause. Ran for 3 touchdowns, threw for 1. DeAndre Swift
Alright.
will start at running back. Kenneth Gainwell started last week, but he is inactive tonight. Rib injury.
25-yard line.
And they start with Swift, the former Lion, going back and forth.
Hurts got the ball. Hurts got the
Hurts to
throw
throw
to the
to
right.
outside.
Oh,
It's a 31-yard
tackle
line
down at
gain
the
of
30.
6. Caught there by Devontae Smith. Nick Sirianni is in his
And
third
I think
season
that's second and
as the Philadelphia head coach. Pretty good first year, took them to the playoffs, lost in a wild card game
Nick
to Tampa Bay,
Sirianni,
and
first
then
season
all the way to the
24,
NFC Championship
regular season record,
last
2
year,
of 2
and lost
playoffs.
by 3 to Kansas City in the Super Bowl. 2nd down and 4.
Second and 4, sorry. 29-yard line. Hurts has got the ball.
Pressure.
Still got the ball. He's running through.
Scrambles
Oh,
away.
he's running through, and he got
Can only
tackled
get back
down.
just about to the line of scrimmage. Ivan Pace Jr. putting the heat on, so it'll be 3rd down. 3rd down, let's call it 4.
Yeah, the rookie, Pace Jr., is really a great story. We'll keep an eye on him. He's got a chance, I think, to have a big impact. Undrafted, we see that every week. These players that play with a chip on their shoulder, and Ivan Pace Jr. definitely represents that, the rookie out of
Here we go
Cincinnati.
again.
There's that look, showing pressure. We saw that last week from Brian Flores, the defensive coordinator.
30-yard line. Hurts
Sets
has
up
got
on
the
the
ball.
left side.
Oh, he's got a run.
Looks
Nearly
that
got
way,
caught,
under
but he's
pressure,
running
Hunter chasing
up to the
him. Can he
top
pick up the
right.
first down?
Oh,
He's
he's just
closing.
going over
Yes,
for a
he does.
first.
Staying in bounds. Got hit before the line to gain.
And an Eagles play got caught up
Hunter
as well.
chased him all the way around and out of the backfield, and they pick up a first down.
And they show you 6 walked up. Now, last week against Tampa, they showed this look on 3rd down.
So
They
Hurts has
dropped
got
out
the
of
ball.
it, played
He's behind.
zone.
He's looking
This
left,
time they're
looking
playing
right.
zone
Got caught up by
behind it,
99
but
of
they bring
the
that
defense. He's
pressure,
run to the
and he's
right.
able to get
And
away
just
from
got
that,
over
and
for a
there's that
first. But someone went in for
athletic
a
ability to fight for
diving
that first down.
catch to grab Hurts. Let's have a look at it.
Hunter had a chance to
44.
bring him down on that 3rd down
yeah.
play.
But that person's injured.
So a timeout is
67%.
taken here.
Yeah, the
Meanwhile,
44.
what they did is they took Ellis off the field. Josh Metellus comes off the field. And the
Metellus
officials
went in
can
for a
stop
dive,
the
and I think he
game when
got
they
injured
see
in
that somebody
between.
needs to be removed. Word coming down from
That's a
upstairs.
guttering shame. He went in. I don't know why he went in for a dive, though.
From the 37-yard line, first down.
But okie dokie. All right, 1st and 10. On the 38-yard line.
Quick throw. Goddard, who didn't catch the ball
down for it.
last Sunday, they only threw to him one time. The much utilized tight end, at least in the past, makes the catch here for a gain of a couple.
I think Nick Sirianni and the rest of the Philadelphia coaches said enough for the noise in Philadelphia about, man, and Goddard didn't even catch a ball, and Swift didn't catch a ball.
Dennis Goodard, age 28 years old, college South Dakota State, 2nd round pick in 2018 draft.
As you just saw right there.
Back in again. Sorry if I have to mute it. I can't have music on.
Great defense there by the Vikings.
Marked him down behind the line of scrimmage. So 2nd down and 11.
Boom. Hurts has got the ball. Still got the balls going back a bit. Throws deep down the middle to the 20-yard line. That is cool. It's cool. And Devontae Smith catches it.
Over the top of Theo Jackson, who had to adjust. Still makes the grab.
Unbelievable. So Smith for the Eagles does a runner. And it's right down to the 20-yard line. Colt and land and drops down on the 10-yard line. Unbelievable. What a catch.
He goes right by
10-yard line. 1st and goal. Unbelievable throw to catch. Hurts got it. Throws to the left. And
in amongst a lot of traffic. Theo Jackson
to Brown.
To stop here. It'll be 2nd down and goal.
Unbelievable.
So you pay a penalty when you get to the Super Bowl. Both of your coordinators
Brian
are
Johnson,
gone.
the first is NFL.
Shane Steichen goes to Indianapolis, and that man, Brian Johnson, who was on the staff, takes over as the offensive coordinator. Jonathan Gannon went to Arizona as head coach. Meanwhile, a change on the defensive side for Minnesota. Brian Flores comes in as the Vikings defensive coordinator. 2nd down and goal.
Here we go. 9-yard line. Boom, Hurts got the ball. They're going to run in the middle.
Swift.
Nope, nowhere.
Gain of
one more. That's
so
gained
3rd
one.
down and goal now. Harrison Phillips, 97 in the middle, makes the stop.
Yeah, Brian Johnson, I think is, we talked about in the open, he and Jalen Hurts telling us earlier this week, they're just trying to kind of find that rhythm. You know, last week was a tough start on the road. After that 16-0 lead, often they were deep inside their own territory, behind the sticks. It was very hard for them to be that attacking style you're used to seeing. Tonight, you can see in this very first drive, they want to get the ball downfield and be much more aggressive.
25 points last week at Foxborough, but only one offensive
3rd
touchdown.
And goal.
Hurts is going to
run it himself.
Cuts to the inside. He gets stymied at the 6-yard line, so just like it was last week, again, deep downfield, settled for a field goal, and Elliott kicked 4 of them last Sunday.
Yeah, and this is where they obviously, in a game like this, you know, where they're still trying to find that identity, usually see Hurts get on the edge there with the ability to pull it, give it, or throw it into the corner, but
Jake Elliott.
The Vikings credit, they did not lose the edge of their defense there.
yards, 56 yards, 40, and 50.
Jake Elliott missed an extra point last week, but he was the
He's going for
NFC
24 yards
player
field
of the
goal
week
attempt.
with 4 field goals. Chip shot here from 24
Kicks.
out.
Brilliant.
Down the middle.
Done.
Set up by that long pass to Devontae.
So 3-0. Great pass. Great throw to pass to Smith. Unbelievable. And now we're just waiting, but flipping out. It's been really, really good. Sorry about the screen. Oh, what? Can't see me there. What is going on? It's the screen. Nah, you can't see my face. Right, but either way, I'm back in. Brilliant. Brilliant start to the game. Eagles pushed, and they've pushed well. Long throw to Smith. From the other side of the field, I think it was on the 35, 40-yard line, straight down to the 20 to Smith, and then Smith tries to run, but it tumbles down at the 10. And then they try to go for a run through the Vikings defense to get a touchdown. It never happened. And the Eagles have got a field goal. So now we're just waiting. Waiting for a long time. No. Just long-winded, just waiting here. No. Just waiting. But at the moment, we're going well. The Giants and Niners are on TNF. I will be watching it. But it is all good. Now we're just waiting. But yes, we will be. I will be streaming a Thursday night game with Eagles. Not Eagles, with the Rams, and the Niners take on the Rams away again. So I will be streaming that.
With me, man. Hang with me.
Now we're back.
This is an interesting story that you see that Jalen, he goes to the sideline. He brought it up in our meeting yesterday. He said, when Brian Johnson was a quarterback coach, I was able to talk to him. With Steichen worrying about being a coordinator.
Away.
And here, the very first time we see him on the sideline, there he is back to talking to Brian Johnson.
So here come the Vikings. That means Kirk Cousins in his 6th season.
A veteran guy who really, I think, gives him a chance to feel confident they can come into this environment off of a loss against Tampa Bay. Had the 3 turnovers early in that game, and he'd be the first guy to tell you how it's something that's unacceptable for him. He's got to make better decisions.
Win,
35 years old, 12th year in the league, 9th year as a starter. See how they try to attack this defense. It's got some guys out. We'll talk more about that.
Yeah, 6 with Minnesota. Before that, of course, 6 with
Washington. Cousins got the ball. Cousins got the ball. Throws nice and cheap down the middle. Cool.
Pass is good. Up to the
on the
41-yard
line, I think.
Justin Jefferson coming off a phenomenal season. NFL's offensive player of the year.
Jefferson got that catch.
Perfect.
Right that's a good little throw.
Slay matchup.
That's the matchup we all want to see, and he gets him on a deep crosser. If you really study Justin
onto
Jefferson,
the 41, 42-yard line.
Plays downfield, a lot of times
moved them up a bit.
Routes. It's those deep crossers, a sail route to the outside, and the very first play, a little play action, and they get him one-on-one, and he wins that matchup.
Right, 40-yard line.
First half against Tampa last Sunday, and then did almost nothing in the second
got the ball to Jefferson again.
Flip to him, and he can't escape that tackle.
Well down.
So Slay is right there to take him down at the line of scrimmage. Kevin O'Connell is the second youngest coach in the league. Only Sean McVay of the Rams, who's in his 7th season. He's younger, and O'Connell comes off of McVay's staff. Led this team to a 13-4 record last season.
He made some changes. He wants to get bigger with some of his personnel groupings. Last year they were a lot of times just in the 1 tight end look, 1 back, 3 receivers. He feels that they have more versatility this year with some of the changes they've made.
Boom.
Vikings
got the ball. Throws to Jefferson, I think, again, and it went on the ground before. He could get that to him. Incompletion, not good. 3rd and 9.
Right away, Kirk. That offensive line for Minnesota is a makeshift line right now.
Absolutely, and you got to look how quick you see Sweat get off the ball here to be able to win. Boy, that's such a game changer when you are think about an edge pressure guy. It's usually working around those tackles. Here, with that blitz there from Cunningham, it allows Sweat to work back to the inside to go against that line. You're talking about, Al, the weakness to Minnesota's offensive line is the interior.
And that's a terrific defensive line.
All right. Cousins has got the ball. Cousins got the throw in the middle. Cool. Oh, no. Didn't catch it. Go through his hands.
That's Jordan Davis who put the pressure on that time. Pass intended for Osborne, 4th down.
This is the problem with a backup center. He's going to work to his right to double team. The problem is you leave the big man, Jordan Davis, all alone one-on-one against Cleveland. You could see he's big, but he's really quick, especially when he knows it's a passing down. The big fella gets in there in a hurry. You like to make that throw with 345 pounds.
4th and 9. It went nowhere, sadly. Now it's back to the Eagles.
His punt. This is
Boom.
Covey.
Going for it. 10, 15. It's dropped. Fumbled. But recovered at the 10-yard line. by the Eagles.
Covey fumbled, but Philadelphia able to recover back at the 10, and that's where they will begin their second drive of the night. 3-0.
Dropped it, and Eagles recovered it. Bloody hell, man. All right, so now we're waiting. Unlucky by the Vikings. I tried to push, but the Eagles defense is on form tonight. Kept them at bay, and then the Vikings went for a punt. Punts away at the 15. Sorry, runs. Sorry, it went out to the 10. And then special teams for the Eagles just go for a run, gets tackled at the 15, and it gets fumbled out and recovered at the 10-yard line by the Eagles. Very lucky. Very lucky. And now we're just waiting again. Another good cup of tea. Now we're just waiting. Very long-winded. But it's been good so far. Very, very good. Hasn't been too bad. Colombia. Thursday Night Football on Amazon and TNF. Just long-winded. Now we're just waiting.
Metellus, we've just learned he is questionable to return because of his right shoulder. You see him go down there. He has been taken back to the locker room, but that's not where he wants to be after fighting so hard to be a contributing member of this defense.
No, just signed a contract extension last week and started last week against Tampa Bay and had 6 tackles. Meanwhile,
here we go.
That punt fumble was recovered
10 yards from a fumble
Ringo.
recovery.
So
Just got the
maintains
ball,
possession
throws
from the
deep.
10.
Right, cool.
That pass to the outside is incomplete.
Oh.
So Goddard was only targeted 1 time last week in New England, and already in the first 7 minutes of the game, 2 targets.
Yeah, they right away trying to get him involved. Obviously, such a big part. You know, Brian Flores telling us this week that Metellus is a chess piece because he can do so many different things. Right now, this is a defense that he has inherited, that they don't have superior corner play. They brought over Brian Murphy from Arizona, but they're still kind of finding that to become a strength. So in the meantime, the safeties have to step up. So a big loss with Metellus out.
Throws, nice throw.
They go to Goddard again.
15-yard
3
line.
times, 2 catches. That defense, of course, is problematic. They had to make changes. They brought in Flores. Last year, they had the 2nd worst defense in the league.
Yeah, really. Yeah, the last 3 years have been really a tough aspect of this football team, and I think Brian Flores brings, as we know, a much more aggressive approach with his background in New England when he's the head coach of Miami.
3rd and 5.
You saw that last week in their opener
Can they
against
keep
Tampa
him at
Bay.
bay?
You're going to see it again tonight against Philly.
At the
Boston Scott
15-yard
comes
line.
into the backfield.
Oh, I did. There's a flag out.
And a false start.
Offense, number 65. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Clay Martin makes the first penalty call of the game halfway through the quarter. Lane Johnson, the right tackle.
Brian Flores is known with his reputation, again, with that background, especially on 3rd down, being incredibly creative, very multiple, tries to give you a lot of different looks, wants to confuse the offensive line and the quarterback and attack the protection. Without having those great corners, will play zone
Right,
often
we go
behind
again.
that pressure look.
3rd and 9,
Three
10-yard line.
receivers to the
Hurts got
right
the ball.
side.
Hurts
Hurts
got the
looks
ball,
that
and he's
way.
going to run. 10.
And takes off.
At the
Takes a hard
14
hit
14
at
yard
the
line.
14-yard line from Jordan Hicks. So it's 4th down.
And that's it, done.
And again, he's
Well done to the
able
defense.
To, he's got 3-man rush. He knows it's 3rd down and long. Let's take everything away downfield. Shows a little bit of pressure, but drops out of it. Now you look at that, rushing 3. Look at all those defenders, and everything's taken away. And as athletic as Hurts is, you're willing to give that up and just rally to the football. Playing zone, eyes on the ball. Good job again by Minnesota's defense.
Brilliant defense.
Aaron Sipas to punt from the goal line.
Right, punting the white. Down to
Brandon Powell
the
collects at the 46-yard
40.
line.
Well, he's got to the
Smith
50.
outside.
And they're going for a run. The
Into Eagles
40.
territory, and a good
Oh,
look
it's
back,
been
but then he
fumbled.
coughs the ball up inside the 30-yard line, and the Philadelphia Eagles come away with the ball.
Unbelievable.
Justin Evans knocked it loose,
What's Powell doing?
and Nicholas Morrow comes up with a recovery.
It looked like a huge return,
Powell had the
but
ball.
a great
He was
effort
going
by
for a run,
Evans
and
to
he's
get
come
this
out,
ball out,
and it slipped
how
out
about
of his
the
hand.
heads-up play by Morrow, who's starting
And the
tonight at middle
Eagles
linebacker
recovered
Kobe Dean.
from
He
the
jumps
spot.
right on top of it to
So
give
he's at
the
the
Eagles the football
35-yard
back.
line. He comes at the ball, comes out, and it gets recovered at the 30,
Minnesota done
no,
in by turnovers
at the
last week.
27,
Got away
28-yard
here
line
with
on Eagles
6:09 to
territory.
go in the quarter,
Unreal.
and
You
Eagles on
you
top
can't write
3-0.
it.
Well, they're about to start that
You
drive
can't
plus
write it.
territory at about the 30-yard line. Instead, they cough it up.
Bloody hell.
Swift is the running back.
Right, 25-yard line. They're going for it. They're running
Give
through.
it to him. Had a good
Here
year
we
with
go. The
Detroit
Eagles know they're on the run.
last year.
They're on the hunt.
To the 34, he goes tackled there by Harrison Smith.
With Kenny Gainwell out of the lineup with rib injury, Swift gets his opportunity. Didn't have a lot of touches or a lot of opportunities. Local product, St. Joe Prep here, a great high school program.
Right,
and comes back from Detroit.
34-yard line. They're going for a run in the middle.
Again,
Done it.
Swift.
Over for a first.
So they let Miles Sanders go. Gained over 1,000 yards. He's now with Carolina. Of course, everybody, it's the old cliche, running back by committee, but I prefer what Mike Tomlin says, distribution of labor.
Right. And they sure have that, don't they? You got 4 different guys that can carry the ball. With Gainwell out there down to 3.
Right, here we go again.
It is nice.
1st and 10.
From the 38-yard line.
38-yard line.
Call
Swift
his number
running top
again.
right-hand corner and going for another first.
Gain of 13 and a first down. Another one. Tackled there by Harrison Smith.
This play's designed to go up here, but a good job by Minnesota clogging that, so he's able to bounce this. Lane Johnson to your far right. See, Minnesota works to the inside because they think that ball's going to the inside, and that's a nice job with the vision by Swift. It gives you an idea of what he's capable of doing. Really created that play on his own.
Yes, the Eagles running
All right
games
on the midfield stripe.
on point.
4 carries for 24 yards.
50-yard
For the
line.
first
Boom.
Eagle.
Got the ball.
Off the
Got the
fake.
ball. Got the ball.
Hurts.
Sacked.
Taken down. Bevy of white shirts are in on that one, led by Daniil Hunter.
They were not surprised at all by that 1st and 10 play action. You see again the rookie linebacker Pace walked up into the line of scrimmage, affecting the communication on that right side. Hunter doing a good job putting pressure off the edge, and then it collapses the pocket. Really a group effort there, and Brian Flores dialing it up even on 1st and 10. Not fooled at all there after a couple nice runs by Swift. The play action doesn't catch him off guard.
7-yard sack. Boston Scott back in the backfield on a 2nd and 17.
He's got the ball. Throws left.
Set up a screen this time, but nothing happening there. Goddard makes the catch. The Vikings are on top of him. Theo Jackson making the tackle. 3rd and 16 upcoming.
If you're a Vikings fan right now, it's only your 2nd time to be able to see this Vikings defense this year. They're good to see Metellus over there working and trying to work his way back. It's just obviously such a different unit with Brian Flores as the defensive coordinator. It was more of a bend but don't break type of defense a year ago. Didn't work out. Kevin O'Connell says, I really wanted to see more of a defense that matched my philosophy on offense, more aggressive, more attacking. So we went out and brought in Flores, and these first couple weeks we're getting an idea of what they're capable of doing.
Here we go.
Man, 3rd and 16.
Here we go. That's got the ball. Throws deep in the middle.
Out of time.
Intercepted. Brilliant.
By the Vikings.
Pick 6, and he's going for a run down at the 45-yard line. Brilliant.
So Jackson,
absolutely brilliant. Well done to the Vikings. Timed and played well.
3-0 with 2:51 to play in the opening quarter.
Unbelievable. So to get fumbled and recovered by the Eagles, to get picked 6 to the Vikings, brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Good game. Good, good, good. I'm liking it. I'm loving it. It's a good start for the Eagles. A good start. Now it's a waiting game. I've got to wait a long time. But it's been good so far. Long-winded. At the moment, it's still equal. The Vikings' defense was a bit tangy at the start. A bit, how you say, not quick on the defense as you should, because they got the 3 points. But now they're and now they're doing good. You know what I mean? Now this is an equaled out match. So we're going to see how far both ends can hold it. I hope the Vikings do well. I really do. Now we're just waiting. Now we're just waiting to get back in the game. And
that mug linebacker look. Jackson in for Metellus as a safety. They have to ask him to play linebacker up there tight, showing the pressure to the snap of the ball. They drop. Remember, it's 3rd and 15, 3rd and forever. And this is just a mistake by Jalen Hurts. I mean, that's it. He just didn't even see him. He predetermined where to go with his football. Bang. And it's a nice job of just sitting and reading the eyes that time by Theo Jackson. I'll tell you, the free safety, Bynum, if that's not picked off by Jackson, Bynum has a chance to maybe step in front of it. So just a misread there by Jalen Hurts on that 3rd down and long.
Then here we go.
With only 6 interceptions all season long last year.
All right, let's get back in.
2 ticks under 3 minutes to go.
Don't
in the
get too
opening
excited. We've got to
frame.
play this game. 35-yard line. Let's see what Cousins can do. He's got to do something.
35-yard line.
Cousins got the ball. Hands up in the middle. Jefferson.
And Madison, who takes over for Dalvin Cook. And again, the ball is out. Eagles think they have it. And we're waiting for the signal from the officials. And it is Philadelphia ball. So right off the bat,
unbelievable.
Justin Evans comes away with it. And Madison fumbles.
Yeah, and it looked like Avonte Maddox may have gotten his hand in there. There's Job, and there's 29 right there.
So
yeah,
Maddox goes down.
Oh,
the ball's lost.
Everybody's
bloody hell.
Just take a really good close look. Make sure he's up. Yep, ball is out. And Philadelphia gets the 2nd turnover. So 3 last week in the first half against Tampa. 2 tonight
so Maddox
on the road against Philadelphia.
Gets the ball.
Their
he goes down, jumps off.
They're giving the ball right back to the Eagles offense.
5 in the first 5 quarters of the season.
The ball comes out of his hands mid-air.
So a short field.
11 turnovers in first quarter. Most in NFL.
The last 2 seasons.
Jesus, wet. So stupid.
From the 39-yard line now.
Now it's Eagles' turn. Once again, 40-yard line. Going for the run. Hurts is going for the run. Absolute joke.
Nowhere to go.
Not good enough.
And when you defend this offense, you've got to keep the edges to the defense.
How can you?
And this is a great play on the outside. Watch Jordan Hicks. You know, you can be red here. You can worry about the tight end out in the flat. Both he and also
How's this
Harrison
possible,
Smith,
man?
well schooled on a short week to anticipate that extra hat with the quarterback run game. Both are in position there to force him back inside.
Good.
Only a three-man rush.
Throws to the left.
Back. Caught.
Cool.
Brown.
Third
A.J. Brown in the trade
and
of the year.
4.
Howie Roseman went out and got him from Tennessee last year, and he had a spectacular season. About as good as it gets. I mean, between Brown
2-minute
and
warning.
Jefferson,
Well,
you're
I've skipped
looking
that.
at two
It's
of the
counting down the
elite
clock.
receivers in the league.
Yeah, you make an argument, best tandem in the league, as you say, and you know they want to be able to hit their shots downfield. We saw Devontae Smith already make a play, but we're once again back to another third down for this Philadelphia offense. Let's see how they handle the pressure that they've been dealing with.
You mentioned Jefferson on the other side, just saying in this
Yeah.
game.
Oh, yeah.
But you're right, as far as the tandem is concerned.
Yeah.
Right, here we go again.
With Brown and with Devontae Smith.
Boom. That's got the ball. Trying to go for a run. Sacked.
And the
Down.
Vikings are
Drop.
right there
Well
again,
done by the defense.
button up the middle.
The
Jordan
Vikings
Hicks
defense is actually on
makes the
fire.
stop. It's a
Actually on
rather
fire. Hicks gets the
impatient
defense.
crowd.
Well, obviously, yeah. No matter what the sport is, right? And especially this team went to the Super Bowl last year. We're at week 2, and they're already letting them know. It's just they're off right now. The execution is off. This defense deserves a lot of credit. They're
They do,
attacking. Good to see
because they
Metellus
put
back in there.
they're holding
Just
them.
trying to run a
They were
quarterback
janky at the
counter.
start, and the defense
By him
of the
delaying,
Vikings
it
are
allowed
on fire.
Minnesota to get that
But all they
penetration.
keep getting is
55-yard
field
attempt.
goals, which is bumping them up.
Elliott.
55-yard field goal attempt.
He's already booted
It
one tonight.
is
And this one
no good.
is off to the right and
Thank
no
God for that.
good. So they can cash in. And the crowd says, what have you done for me lately?
Well, at the moment, one of the, mate, if you love turnovers or interceptions, this is the place to be. And the Eagles try to go for a 55-yard field goal attempt. No good. With 42 seconds left on the clock as well. It's actually been a mad one. Now we're just waiting. Long-winded, but we're waiting now. Let's wait, and this is long. Absolutely long. Back in.
Now we're in the Bay Area. The
Here we
49ers
go.
look
Giants and
phenomenal
Eagle,
against
Giants and
Pittsburgh on the
Niners,
road
sorry.
last week. The Giants,
I'll be streaming
didn't
that
look
next
so
week.
good, in case you're wondering, but
Can't wait.
the
That's going
Giants
to be another
against the
big
49ers. The
game
Giants go to
for them
Arizona
as
on
well.
Sunday. The Niners go to Los Angeles to meet the Rams. But that's our game. Giants, 49ers, Thursday Night Football next week.
Great to see Brock Purdy back playing well.
45-yard
Didn't
attempt.
even know he had that injury sustained last year in the postseason.
Elbow injury.
Boom.
Looked great.
Oh,
Meanwhile,
Cousins.
Cousins is lucky he holds on to that. Had a problem last week as well, as Josh Oliver collided with him, the tight end. And Man, oh man, they're having a rough time getting started.
They sure are. And I think that time we talked about the interior. They got pushed right back into Cousins.
Here we go again.
15.
2nd and 15.
Hawkinson, the tight end, into the slot.
Nope, yellow flag, mate.
Flag is
Got off the line
thrown,
early.
and a
Cousins
free
got a throw.
play here, going deep downfield, nothing to lose. And it's incomplete. Again, you got Slay there, but the flag was thrown, as you saw, because Fletcher Cox was almost into the backfield.
Why not throw it up to 18, right? Free play. You're looking around, where's 18?
It's going to take us to the end of the quarter. Here's Clay Martin.
Offside. Defense, number 91. 5-yard penalty. Remains 2nd down. This is the end of the first quarter.
2nd and 12.
Here we go. First quarter is done. End of first quarter. 3-0. 3-0 for the Eagles. And it's a bit of a tough one here. It is a bit of a tough one, but there you go. Now we're just waiting. Now we're just waiting. We're just waiting for everything to hurry up, as it's taking long. This is long-winded, people. This is long-winded. But yeah, just waiting for the adverts to move through, and then we'll just crack on again. The zone's on Chromecast, it's on this, it's on that. It's taking long. Too long, flipping, I was taking ages. Oh, boom, we are back in. Okay.
Played
Here we
for
go.
several seasons here in Philadelphia and provided a few thrills. Al Michaels, Kirk Herbstreit.
All right, here we go. Second quarter.
The second quarter after a very strange opening quarter. It's 2nd down and 12. As Cousins quickly gets to the
Cousins
outside.
gone for the ball.
Hold there at midfield by Addison, the rookie. It'll be 3rd down and 3.
I think that's more what we expected to see from this offense, is being able to get the ball out in a hurry. And Darrisaw is out. You look at this offensive line, and one of the concerns you have is Luda is now in at left tackle. Is you got a backup left tackle, you got a backup center, and you got a couple guards that are still trying to find their way. And you're going against arguably one of the top defensive lines, if not the top in the league.
Here we go again.
Put pressure on
Boom,
almost
Kurt.
every
Got the ball
play.
first left.
Line
Cool.
does a good job here, and the pass
Alright,
is caught, this time by KJ Osborne. So it was second and 17, and they've turned it into a first down. Only their second of the game. Josh Jobe makes the tackle, and they come up no huddle.
You're going to see Kevin O'Connell try to mix things up. Anything he can do to try to get that defensive line on their heels, changing up that tempo.
Madison.
No,
Nothing.
chance. Madison, no.
Fumbled on his earlier carry. That's Jalen Carter, their #1 pick out of the University of Georgia, who made his presence felt last week and does so again tonight.
Oh, man. Schlotman, the backup center in for Bradbury, is saying, wait a second. First it was Jordan Davis out of Georgia, and now I get the rookie, Jalen Carter. I mean, everybody has just been talking about Jalen Carter since he was signed. Incredible camp. Very humble attitude. He's worked hard.
Here we
Fit
go
in
again.
perfectly into that defensive line room. And as skilled as anybody in the league.
Here we go again. Cousins got the ball. Goes right.
Pass caught on the outside. Short gain here. That is
Nowhere, man. Now the Eagles defense picked up.
Zach Cunningham makes the tackle. 3rd and 8.
Yeah, that's the answer. Your only chance is you got to move the pocket and you got to get the ball out fast. Kirk Cousins is as good as anybody because of his experience and incredible prep and being able to decipher defenses and make quick decisions. I think Philly's answer to that will be tighten up the coverage and not give away those easy throws.
3rd and 9. C.J. Ham comes into the backfield, the fullback. Flare him out. Pass over the middle. Caught. Hawkinson on the run. Fights his way
16, 17-yard line. Eagles are moving up.
Makes the tackle. First down for the Vikings.
Good job here is stacking him. It gave him some space, and he can win against a safety.
Hawkinson's
Evans
got
has
that
to play
pop-up.
off. See,
He ran,
tight
mate.
coverage on the receiver, Osborne, because he's stacked behind Osborne. It gives him some room to be able to work and a good outside back to the inside move. And you can see Kirk Cousins with an entire offseason to work with Hawkinson in rhythm there with a nice throw on 3rd down.
Here we go again.
24-yard gain.
17-yard line. Hands off.
Toss it. Madison.
Dawson. Oh.
He has backed up Dalvin Cook. They let Cook out the door. Of course, he's with the Jets right now. Madison's been the backup. Can he ascend? I mean, he's not going to be Dalvin Cook, but how good can he be?
Well, he's a physical back. He's been around.
All right, so now we're just waiting for this, another advert. Madison, 25 years of age, College Boys State 3rd round pick in 2019 draft. That's all you're going to show. Yep.
NFL running backs talking about why aren't we getting paid?
And Eagles players off.
The focal point of offenses. Minnesota's an example.
15-yard line, 2nd and 5. Gone.
That was
Oh, Cousins got the ball. She could throw to the right. Caught to Jefferson over for a 1st and goal.
Picks up the first down and sets up a 1st down.
Brilliant. They got to get it.
You move him around. A lot of times he's out wide.
They've got to get it.
Really good job on 1st and 10. Using him to be able to
Jefferson's
work
gone to the left. He knows and swung round right.
Football, come right back.
Nice little play. That's a nice little play.
Cousins selling it, and then you slide him
Boom,
out there
done,
to the
sorted.
right. Tough for the defense to get all the way across the field and make that play. You know, a lot of times you see that tight end make that route for these
That's
offenses.
a nice little play.
This time, one of the more electrifying receivers.
Out again. 1st and goal.
3 catches
5-yard
for
line.
23 yards. The fake to
Goes
Madison.
left.
The pass is caught.
Go on.
And Hawkinson.
Touchdown,
bangs his way into
Hawkinson.
the end zone for a touchdown.
Broom.
Broke away from Mario Goodrich inside the 5-yard line. And so
C.J.
the Vikings, who had done
Hawkinson.
absolutely nothing until that drive,
Brilliant. 6 and
have the
3.
ball for 5 minutes.
Couldn't
Go from
make
their
that
own
up.
45 and in.
Watch the defensive end, Derek Barnett. Watch the backers react. Just because you run a little bit, just as Kevin O'Connell says, just be efficient. And when
Look at
you're
that Hawkinson
efficient running
bang.
the
Try to
football,
get a tackle
you
on
get
the down.
players
No
out of
way,
position
mate.
on 1st and 10. Philly attacking, anticipating run. Easy for him to come off of that, get the ball out
Going
to the
for the kick.
outside,
Kick
and
is-
Hawkinson
oh.
for the touchdown.
Greg Joseph just barely boots that one through. So with 10:39 to go
7
in
and
the
3.
opening half in Philadelphia, the Minnesota Vikings.
Hasn't been too bad so far, but the Vikings have got the points. Don't get too excited. don't know why people get too excited. Right, now we're just waiting again. Oh, Aquaman 2's coming back. Is an Aquaman 2 coming out? It looks like there is. Just waiting, just waiting, just waiting. Just waiting, just waiting, just waiting. This is long. Oh, the new Aquaman 2 looks really good. Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. It's long-winded. But we're just waiting. Bloody hell. Right, we're back in again. Fast twitch. Right, we're back in.
Energy drink. I think this Minnesota defense is, again, setting the edges, not giving up that big play
Kicks
of Jalen
went for him,
Hurts.
bang.
Different looks to
I'm
run
telling you
for
now,
is coming up,
the
creating
Vikings
confusion
defense
and
is on
some doubt
form, and now
in
the offense
communication
is
up
coming
front
alive
with
now.
Philly's offensive
No
line.
mucking around with these bloody
Just a misread by
interceptions or
Jalen
pick
Hurts
sixes
and
or
Minnesota
whatever,
able
or
to
fumbles. I need to get their heads out of their ass
and get that
and
big
get this
turnover.
done. To put a win on their list.
Joseph kicks off.
Like going for a touchback.
Philadelphia will start from the 25. Coming an odd first quarter, and Philadelphia had every opportunity, but that Brian Flores defense, not only keeping him in the game, but holding him to 3 points on 3 drives.
Yeah, bailed him out after the 2 turnovers. That was big. And then Kirk Cousins, that crafty veteran, he, you know, one of the things we saw with Kevin O'Connell in that last series, some tempo, different formations, different personnel groupings, bootlegs, really trying to do their best to try to slow down that Philadelphia defense. It really worked masterfully there on that drive.
From the 25-yard line.
Oh,
big
going for a run.
Through the middle,
Oh, I think that's a 2 and 1 or 2. Second and 1, second and 2 by Hurts.
Hey
no,
guys,
by
right
Swift.
now I'm watching Quez Watkins behind the Eagles bench. He just got up to the quickest jog I've seen him with as he's been working out his right hamstring. He's got a heating patch adhesed back there, but otherwise been stretching, and it does not look like he'll be back in this game anytime soon. On the other hand, we just saw cornerback Avonte Maddox for the Eagles head to the x-ray room. They were looking at that left shoulder.
Yeah, he came out in that last series, and the Vikings took advantage of it as Swift picks up the first down.
To see Swift get his hands on the football. He's kind of back that just has so much potential in his 4th year. Coming over from Detroit. Really known early in his career as a guy that can be a change of pace back and catch the ball to the backfield. But watching him out at Georgia, you knew that he had plenty of ability to run the football.
Here we go, 1st and 10.
From the 35.
Boom. Hurts got the ball.
Hurts.
Took right to the left.
Down.
Being covered.
And there's the catch made by Swift.
You know, I think it's worth talking right now about Jalen Hurts and just trying to, he told us yesterday in our production meeting, you know, last year's over. We're trying to find a new identity. We have a new offensive coordinator, new play caller, a lot of the same bodies that were here last year, but it's a new year. It's a new team. We have to gel together. And right now, doesn't he feel just a little hesitant? Like he just doesn't quite seem to be playing in that comfortable
Boom.
confident way he was a year ago.
Not in rhythm yet. Here's Swift. Meanwhile, the Eagles gained 54 yards on that long pass to Devontae Smith. One play, 54 yards. On the next 22 plays, or the other 22 plays, they gained a total of 54 yards. Wow.
They're going to go for a run again. Oh,
3rd and 3.
Straight over.
Swift picks up the first.
And it feels like they're going back, you know, to this running game right now. And when they get Swift going, it's a good push here. You look them overload there on that left side. They're just trying to get a big push, get behind the big fellas.
Boom.
Nice job by Landon Dickerson. Mulata on the left side, opening that up, an easy first down. But and I think they're still trying to figure out what Brian Flores is throwing at them. But they got to hit some shots. You run the ball like this, you get the safeties down, you create some one-on-one chances, and you got the receivers to go downfield.
Again, they call his number. So the running game. So remember, Sanders, they let him go to Carolina. Gainwell, they thought might be the #1 back. He could be. He started last week, but he had a rib injury, so that's why he's inactive tonight. Bring in Swift, bring in Rashad Penny.
2nd and 7.
Who looked so good so many times in Seattle, but just couldn't stay healthy.
And now you got Boston Scott in the game. So
right.
you just, it's like a revolving door there, mixing in different players that they think all are capable.
Okay.
2nd and 7.
45-yard line, in the middle.
And this time they give it to Scott. And Scott picks up a first down. Boston Scott, been with the team for 5 years. Came off the practice squad in 18. 5'6" and 203.
Now, I think you would agree that in this first half, this is the
The Eagles
first
are
time
going
they
to
just said, you know
slowly
what,
move this up
we're not
3
gonna get cute. We're gonna
inches.
get behind this offensive line. We're going to control the line of scrimmage, and we're going to just get a push. And
Right now I'm
rotate
ready
our
on the
backs.
defense.
Do it again. Scott picks up the first down.
That's one way to combat a team that's throwing a lot of gimmicks and a lot of different looks. You simplify things up front. You get out a hat on a hat, and you get a nice push. And this is a veteran offensive line. Cam Jurgens is in. You know, the only change that they had at right guard, but other than that, great communication, and you get a drive like this going, that can open up your whole offense.
Good news for
Here
the
we
Vikings.
go again.
Josh Metellus is back
40-yard
in
line.
the game.
We're going around bottom right.
Hurts
Hurts is going for a run. Hurts gets it 2 and 1.
Before he scrambles out of bounds. They've already run the ball 17 times in this half.
We just talked about how they're keeping the edge, and this time the corner, Murphy, he's got to be able, instead of jumping inside there, he tries to use his speed against Goddard. He's got to get to the sideline, race Jalen Hurts to the boundary, cannot let him get around the corner, or he's going to pick up some big yards.
29-yard line.
2nd and a couple.
Oh, just ease.
Again.
They're pushing this defense
Boston
now with
Scott.
ease.
That's 7 runs in a row. 18 in the half.
Nice job by the veteran Jason Kelsey. They brought that late blitz here from Ivan Pace. From one Bearcat to another, he handles that and opens it up. A nice job opening up that right side. 7 straight runs.
Yeah. 10 plays on this drive, 9 runs, 1 pass. Swift back in there. Vikings moving around on defense.
Oh, they're going for it.
Off his back foot,
Play
just
that down.
flings it away. Good coverage. Intended for A.J. Brown. 2nd down and 10.
Brian Flores telling us this week, you know, that when Jalen Hurts checks, we're going to check. It's almost who has the chalk last kind of thing between Brian Johnson, the offensive coordinator from Philadelphia, and Brian Flores with his defensive staff. That time, that was a win for Flores and the Vikings. Good adjustment. Nothing Hurts could do after that check, trying to get the ball out quickly to the outside.
Here we go again.
Pressure this
Hurts
time.
got the ball first right. Way open.
Wide
They're
open.
over for a first
A.J.
again.
Brown.
Yeah.
And a first down to the 17-yard line.
Unbelievable.
Cameron Bynum.
Eagles are going to get a touchdown.
Minnesota brings pressure.
They're going to get it. They're going to get a
sink.
touchdown.
They don't want to give
This
anything
is
up over top for a
stupid.
touchdown, so they're
So
willing to
open.
give some routes
It can't be asked.
underneath.
It
The problem is
was
who
like
you're
supposed to cover
allowing
Brown.
to catch the
And he's
ball.
gone there, and
In this
Brown's
case,
there,
it's
and he's
A.J.
just
Brown
given
who
up.
knows what to do with the ball in his hands.
Let's
After
see it
see
again,
how they
look.
just sink, drop in
Oh.
coverage, and then Jalen Hurts told us, he said, I just
Not
wanna
good.
get the ball in my hands of my athletes and make them have to tackle my guys.
I love
in
how with
space.
defense of trying to get it was that good. Now they just dropped off. Like the Eagles just know. Oh, straight in the middle again. Second and 3. Second and 4.
Practice, which we were at yesterday, and they don't have a uniform. You think this guy's an edge rusher?
You couldn't make these bunch up.
Wow. And then you see him next to Devontae Smith.
A.J. Brown.
Extreme.
Leonard Jeff.
50 pounds.
6'1", 226. And Broad.
Brown again. To the right.
To the outside.
Gone over for
And a
first and goal at the 5.
for DeAndre
5 yards.
Swift.
That's all we've got to make
Jordan
up.
Hicks makes the tackle. 14 plays on the drive, 11 runs.
A great job here again. The vision. This play is designed to go inside. One of the few plays taken away, bounces it back to the outside and across for that first down. That's 11 carries for 59 yards. Quite a homecoming so far for DeAndre Swift.
Taken down to 3 minutes. Swift.
Oh, touchdown.
Close. Stopped at the 1. You know who's loving this if he's looking down from above or wherever? Woody Hayes.
This is old school, right?
Second and
Go
goal.
no huddle here.
Inches.
Second down and goal.
Inches. They're going to run it in.
There they go with the sneak.
Yeah, are they going to push him in? They do that all the time. And this time a whistle sounds. No play.
Timeout.
Clay Martin checking. They call the
Timeout. Vikings.
before the snap.
Prior to the ball being snapped, timeout, Minnesota, their first 30-second timeout. Please set the game clock to 2:46. 2:46, please.
In a league that's so pass dominant, it's all about the quarterbacks. And then you get a drive like this
Mate.
going. But why
Now
not? It's
Kirk's
been
trying to mould
successful.
them
You
off.
get
If
15
it
plays
comes
slow
out
down.
good,
If you
blimey.
go
But
back before
man,
this drive,
how's it the
they've been
Vikings
really
defense
struggling
has gone so
picking
good
up
for
and
now?
understanding where the pressure's
It's
coming from, trying to get Jalen Hurts
50-50
going.
this game.
He
It's a
had the
full-on
pick. They said to heck with it.
50-50
Brian
game
Johnson just says,
throughout.
"We're gonna
No
pound them up
joke.
front,
No
dominate the line
joke.
of scrimmage." They took it all
50-50
the way
throughout this
down
game.
entire field. They're about to
It's
punch it in right
unreal.
here.
Yeah, and you've taken almost 8 minutes off the clock.
Couldn't make it up.
Second
Here we go
and goal.
again.
Are they going to push him in? They're lined up to do that. Yep. In there. Touchdown.
Nine, 7.
They've run that play a few times, haven't they?
I think you got to go back to your earlier days on Monday Night Football. Last time you saw a drive like that.
Yeah, for sure.
That's not something, as you said, in today's game you see
That was nice.
at all. But I think they felt that they were opening some nice holes up for Swift. And of course, once they get to short yardage, so often they go to the sneak with the push from
Straight
behind
to the
get him
left
in.
as well.
Yeah, the competition committee looked at that. It's an ugly play. It really
Yeah.
is. You push the quarterback in. They thought about taking it out. They're going to look at it again next year, but for the moment it stays in. It is ugly, though. Except you're an Eagles fan. That's
10,
good. Extra
7
point is good.
Eagles.
2:44 to go in the opening half.
It's still to me, it's been a 50-50 game. I mean, it's been blinding. The Eagles have done really, really well, but it's a thing of Vikings offense and defense does brilliant. Eagles defense drops off, and it's the same the other way around. But now is Eagles have found holes to get around the Vikings defense easy. That drive was easy just to get a touchdown back. So it ain't looking good so far, but it's 50-50. So there you have it. Now we're just waiting. All right, back in again. Just waiting for the music to finish. Should be back in anytime soon. Which is
For football,
now.
It can't get any better than
2 minutes 44 to go.
67 degrees. I mean, everybody's always saying a great night for football. This is a great night for football.
67 degrees, and we just saw a drive where all they did was run the football all the way down the field.
Bang.
Light breeze.
Touchback.
10-7 in favor of the home club. And we go to Kaylee.
Al, Jalen Carter entered this year's NFL Combine as the projected #1 overall pick, but then news broke that a warrant was out for his arrest. In January, Carter allegedly drove in a street race that resulted in another car crashing, killing his college teammate and a Georgia football staff member. Carter pleaded no contest to 2 misdemeanor charges of street racing and reckless driving. He received 12 months probation and still has 2 pending lawsuits against him, but that helps explain why he dropped to the 9th pick and landed here in Philly.
Yeah, no question about it. Otherwise, you're right. Might have been #1. Certainly would have been picked before #9. Meanwhile,
good catch, good
the
throw.
catch is made and a 14-yard gain here for Josh Oliver. Came over from the Ravens as a free agent.
Continue to see different formations. Continue to see the bootleg.
Come on, Kirk,
Continue
get
to
some
see the
more.
ball out quickly. Really nice plan here.
Let's
with
go,
Kevin
get some
O'Connell, how to
more.
get
Let's
away
go.
From that defensive line, you just saw Jalen Carter. So many
Here it
talented
goes.
players up front.
He's got the ball, hands off to the right.
Handoff
Push
here.
through. No
He's
way.
going to fight his way to the 42-yard line. Clock ticking down to the 2-minute warning. And the clock will reach that 2-minute mark. And it's 2nd down and 6.
Here we go, the 2-minute warning. Now we're just waiting. Which is long-winded. Very long-winded. But there you go. But at the moment, still 50-50. Just waiting now. Now we're just waiting, getting back into it.
So there she
Now we're
is,
back
right in the
into
middle.
it.
The den mother.
Where would they be without her?
Absolutely. Gone. 2nd down and 6, meanwhile.
All right, here we go again.
2-minute warning.
throws.
Cousins throws
Cooks
and
up, third and 1.
First down by Hawkinson.
Hawkinson having a nice night tonight, getting the matchups underneath. Remember, they got some backups in it, safety and linebacker tonight in this Philadelphia defense.
Third and 1.
Hawkinson underneath has been tough.
Got to go for it, man.
Third and 1. Cousins 10 of 12 for 88 yards.
Here we go.
Everything's been pretty short except that 124-yard to the Hawkinson.
10 seconds.
Crowd in full throat. And the pass
Perfect.
to the outside is caught.
Perfect.
That's Jefferson to the 50-yard line. Forward progress stopped there. Slay makes the stop. Clock ticking down to a minute.
It's fun to watch Kirk Cousins, a
Very
veteran, make calls, get the right matchup. You can see him move Justin Jefferson out, even with Slay across of him because of that soft coverage.
Are they getting a touchdown?
Vikings have 2 timeouts. Sliding to his left, the pass is incomplete. From Madison coming out of the backfield, covered there by Brandon Graham in his 14th year in the league.
So you got Brandon Graham, you got Fletcher Cox, you got a lot of young players. You got Josh Sweat, but on the back end, right at the linebacker spot, Nakobe Dean is expected to step in. He's out with a foot injury, so Nicholas Morrow is in. Zach Cunningham was signed as a linebacker. He's only been here 5 weeks. Got a lot of injuries on the back end. Mario Goodrich is in for Avonte Maddox. You got a new defensive coordinator in Sean Desai. This is not the same team that played the Chiefs in the Super Bowl defensively.
And Reed Blankenship is out. He would have started tonight.
Yeah. Well, here we go again.
Well, the timeout is taken here with 52 seconds. 10-7.
Now we're just waiting again. Well, interesting game. A lot of fumbles, interceptions, and so forth. Not a lot of points on the board. But the Vikings are still in ball, playing hand. Can they go for it? Can they do it? I hope they can. But we'll find out. We shall find out. Just waiting. Alright, we are back in. And it's showing the next down Jets powered by AWS. Eagles rushing score drive, 13 carries, 63 yards and a touchdown. Eagles rushing score, 84.6% rush success rate. Thank him.
So Minnesota down to its final timeout, 52 seconds. Rush 4, pass
good.
Wide
Go,
open.
go.
And turning it into a nice game is KJ Osborne. Some attention being paid to Jefferson into Addison, they forget about this guy.
Yeah, and Goodrich is in again for Maddox, and you're right. He gets caught up, concerned about that pass potentially to the inside. Rest of that Eagles defense is playing man. Osborne goes to the outside, and Cousins, a great read. As much as he wants to throw the ball to Jefferson, easy read, throw it to the flat, big yards for that first down, and into field goal range.
Jefferson top of the screen, obviously Slay on him.
Here we go, going again.
Off coverage.
Throw
Cousins
left.
Going deep.
Nowhere.
And that's incomplete.
41 seconds left. Second and 10. They need a touchdown. They need a touchdown.
Final year at USC.
You know, when you have so many players back, Sean Desai, the Duke defensive coordinator, telling us yesterday that, you know, my two alpha leaders are Reed Blankenship, the safety, and Nakobe Dean. Both of them aren't out there. So he said, well, I can rely on Avonte Maddox. Well, now he's not out there. Bradbury's not out there. Those are all starters. So and you're going up against an offense that can be pretty complex with different looks. So it affects the communication.
Yeah.
Cousins
Throws deep
Cousins
again.
Deep.
Caught.
That's pulled in.
Caught.
And
Oh,
the
it's
ball
come
comes
out.
But he is out of bounds at as they drop at the half-yard line, the beanbag at the half-yard line. Two officials now conferring one more time.
I wonder if that could potentially be a touchback. Him reaching for the pylon. That ball came out.
Here we go.
Just depending on where they will determine where that ball is, that could easily be a touchback.
Here comes Martin.
Field was a catch, followed by a fumble outside of the pylon. The ball will be placed at that spot.
Terry McCauley, real quickly, what are you seeing here?
Al, it appears to me the ball goes over the pylon, which would put it out of bounds in the end zone.
Right.
But it's still caught.
It may not
Catches
be defended.
there.
We'll get some more looks at it here. They say it went outside the pylon. I don't see that. I think it's over the pylon, which should make this a touchback.
The previous play.
Well, it's going to be reviewed, and I think this
Oh,
may come
under
back
review.
just because of what you said.
This could be a touchback.
You can see it pretty clearly that the ball is over the goal line. Just has to get
it
through
is.
the goal line.
Here we go. About to find out. We're about to find out. I think it is. So we're about to find out, people. Just take ages, but I think it's I think it's a touchback. It's gone over, not under. Clearly see over the camera, straight at an angle. That's just long-winded. Long-winded. No, no, no. Just waiting. Long-winded. Oh.
The fumble went over the pylon, which by rule results in a touchback. First down and 10 at the 20-yard line for Philadelphia.
brilliant.
All right,
Cool
Terry,
reverse.
Interesting point here. Do you have to have possession of the ball as it crosses the goal line in this situation?
For it to be a touchdown, certainly,
Right.
but he clearly loses control before he gets to the goal line.
Right.
And it does indeed go over the pylon, as we just heard the referee announce, for
Oh.
a touchback.
So whether he has it in his grasp or not, it doesn't matter when the ball goes over the pylon and out of bounds at that point.
Yes, if he's lost control,
Got
it's
it.
a touchback.
Which it is. And that cost him a 1st and goal. And you can thank Terrell Edmonds for making that play and breaking it up. So with 34
Got it.
5 seconds after a change of possession. Thank you.
play clock at 25, game clock at 34 as the Eagles take over at their own 20-yard line.
Think about these turnovers in this first half. 3rd one now.
Mm.
2 of them deep into Philadelphia territory that would have been points.
Grab it.
Eagles look like they're
Grab it.
content to go into the locker room up 10-7.
I mean,
Boston Scott, gain of 7.
exactly what Kevin O'Connell did not want to see, right? I mean, last week,
Philadelphia.
3
Their first
turnovers,
30-second
3 in the
timeout.
first half. Still had a chance to win that game late. They get ready in a short week to come into Philadelphia. Biggest thing is, hey, listen, let's simplify. Let's take care of the football on the road. The punt return where they fumbled. This one where they had a chance to maybe get a touchdown. It's taking points off the board.
Sure, that's a killer there, too. I mean, you're reaching, stretching, trying to get it in.
Yeah.
And then of all things, it pops out of your grasp. And the next thing you know, instead of a 1st and goal, it's going to be a 3-point halftime lead, or maybe more because they just took a timeout. So 2nd down and 3. See if Hurts is going to air one out here. Nope.
Oh, it's gone.
Scott.
Up to the
They're just killing
55
him on
yard
the
line.
ground. So Boston Scott, that's a gain of 18 yards. Philadelphia takes a timeout. They got 21 seconds trying to get it into field goal range. And we'll be back in 30 seconds.
Mate. So, yep. Turnover. Sorted. Done. Madness. Just waiting, just waiting.
Philly still with a timeout at the 45-yard line. A 1st down with 21 seconds.
I'm with you. I think they were ready. They were content to just kind of kill the clock, and they pop off 2 big runs, and now they're thinking field goal.
Right. Get a 20-25-yard gain, and you're in business, especially with
Oh,
Elliott.
he's open. Left. He's
Hurts,
open.
meanwhile, just looking for
Oh, he's come
the
out quick.
sideline, and he's out of bounds with 12 seconds. So that's 125 ground yards for Philadelphia in the first half.
Yeah, averaging 5 yards a carry. And they can't get the passing game going, can't find that rhythm, despite having Jalen Hurts and these receivers, but definitely are controlling that line of scrimmage these last few series. Let's see what they do here. That play took a lot of time off the clock.
Hurts is 9 out of 12 for 84 yards, 54 of those on one play.
Here we go
2nd
again.
and 6.
They're going for it again. They're going for it
rush
again.
3,
Throws
drop
left.
8.
Oh.
Rounds out of bounds with 7 seconds.
Just nothing downfield, especially on the edges. Brian Flores dropping, willing to concede and give up those short underneath throws. Playing a ton of zone again tonight. Keeping eyes on the ball and the threat. The quarterback taking off and running.
Oh, don't worry about it. Give it over.
I mean, can you run a
End it.
12, 13-yard out in 7 seconds and maybe set up a 60-yard field goal?
End it.
We'll see what he does here. As he goes empty, forget about it. It's just going to
Brilliant.
pad the stats for the first half. So they wind up with 133 rushing yards. And they take another timeout. Now they may bring Elliott in for a long field goal. So you're looking at 61 yards. They're going to mark it at his own 49-yard line. He can do it.
Yeah, I watched it down there watching him in pregame. It definitely has the leg.
Career long 61-yarder against
61-yard field goal attempt.
When he was a
They
rookie back in
reckon he's got
2017.
16% chance of making it.
So the next gen stats tell us he's got about a 1 in 7 chance of making this. That's 16%.
Timeout. Minnesota. 30-second timeout.
Yeah, they're using up all
According
the
to our
time out.
next
All
gen
that
stats
crap.
powered by AWS. And Minnesota takes his final timeout. It's like an NBA game now.
Did you see when Jefferson reached for that and he couldn't quite do it? They had the ruling and they reversed it. First thing he did, pat himself on the chest and say, that one's on me. I think that tells you a lot about the maturity. 4th year, instead of arguing or debating things with the official, he just kind of said, he's gonna own that one. Just frustrated with himself.
Sure.
How about
He didn't
that?
have the presence of mind, but on a play like
61-yard
that,
field goal attempt for the
win.
Eagles. And he's gone for it.
61 yards,
Perfect.
on its way, and
Perfect.
it is good. He
Unbelievable.
did it.
Perfect.
Elliott, couple of field goals here in the half. That one from 61.
Unreal.
So they run.
Unreal. Perfect. 61-yard field goal attempt. Unbelievable. Unreal. What a... Unreal. Well, there you have it. Now it's time for a break. I'll see you guys back at the next bit.
Still trying to.
All right, I'm
Just
back
still
from
trying to
break.
find
We are
that
back.
identity and that rhythm in the passing game.
Thursday
They've been able
night
to rely
football.
on Reliable, which is Jason Kelsey, and a rotation of backs to be physical at the line of scrimmage. That's been their adjustment. It worked out well.
So
Towards
we
the
are
end of
back
that
on.
first
We are
half.
back. It's still a 50-50
Elliott
game
to
to me.
kick off. Boom, that
Touchdown each
61-yarder
and 2 field goals.
at the end of the half. This drive will
13-7.
start at the 25.
And now
We
we're
go to
on a
Kaling.
third.
Well, Al, both coaches acknowledge that they traded adjustments in the first half. First, it was the Vikings defense that adjusted, and in the end, the Philadelphia Eagles offense figured out how to run that ball all the way down the field. Now, Nick Sirianni said, hey, our guys work their butts off to get turnovers. They're relentless getting to the ball, but he did acknowledge that the Vikings put themselves in some difficult situations, and that's what Kevin O'Connell said was just crazy about that first half. He said, yeah, Minnesota controlled all of those moments, those self-inflicted wounds. He said, we have got to clean it up. But now he wants his defense to go create and get the ball themselves.
Here we go again.
All right, Kaylee, replay of the first half last week. They
going
begin
in
on
the
the
middle.
ground here. Nothing doing here for Alexander Madison after a gain of a yard.
You know, I think the specialists, sometimes we overlook that aspect of the game, and if you're an Eagles
Madison's
fan,
coming off.
these first
It was a
couple
bit
of weeks, you
weary,
got to be pretty
easy.
happy with what you've seen. Elliott, of course, week 1 against the Pats, 4-4. You had great punting. Week 2, we've seen that forced fumble on the punt, the 61-yard punt or
There you
field goal.
go. Oh,
Cousins
ball's been out.
loses the ball, and it's picked up.
Oh,
and down to
my
the 7-yard
God.
line go the Eagles. Fletcher Cox.
Well, Christian Darashaw is trying his best to fight through an injury at the left side, and he's going up against Josh Sweat, who's got a lot of speed off the edge.
We just let him go.
Good job there. Actually, Uda, who is in for Darashaw, just not able to get to the outside. Just too
And let him
much
go.
speed. Good hands there, and then closes fast with that club over the shoulder to knock the ball loose for Cox to jump on top of it.
It was Josh Sweat.
Unreal.
They are so deep and so good along that defensive front. 4 turnovers, 7 on the season. 1st and goal for Philadelphia. On the ground, Swift. That
In.
didn't take long, but he gets only to the half-yard line. Second down and goal.
Right back to that offensive line, and don't forget about the tight ends. Well, that was close.
Very. Terry McCauley indicating he's a little short. Here we go. The push, the touchdown.
Unreal.
Jalen Hurts takes it in. That is almost impossible to stop.
You know it's coming, and you're not going to stop it. You know, not only, by the way,
19-7.
I don't know what he's squatting these days, but he's got as strong a legs as you're going to see from any quarterback. Watch the offensive line just dig down, get low. I mean, they're getting enough of a push by themselves. It's not as if they need Swift to push Jalen Hurts from behind. That offensive line is having a night.
So the turnover,
20-7.
Elliott for the extra point.
Unreal.
And
Yep.
the Eagles go on
And it's
top by
good.
a score of 20-7.
20-7. You couldn't make it up. I think the Vikings are going to have one of them seasons. Let's have a look what they did last season. Minnesota. Minnesota Vikings last season. Minnesota Vikings history. So they were 13-4, first in NFC North, lost wild card playoffs. I mean, flipping out, mate. this could be the second game of a second loss. Like, it's mental. Let's add on more on this. Minnesota Vikings win. Not the table. So who they got next? So the Vikings have got the. Oh, we go here. Okay, so the Vikings are home. Alright, so I've got the Chargers at Vikings. So the Vikings are home on the next game. Panthers, Chiefs. So the next two games. The next game could be crucial. We don't know how mad that is. We're not too sure. Yeah. So it is literally so the Vikings have got Chargers at home, that should be a win. Panthers away, that should be a win. The Chiefs away is going to be hard. The Bears will be ease. They've got us as well at 1:15, a late game. So they've got a few ups and downers. But we don't know. We will not know. Touchback.
And that scoots through the end zone. Kirk.
Well, we were hoping to see Justin Jefferson against Darius Slay. Saw it in the first play of the game. Deep.
Mate, Justin Jefferson's been all right.
You're going to see more of that matchup than we've seen up to this point.
They can only hope. Top of the
Got
screen.
the ball.
Play action.
Throw
Pressure
left.
on. Screen. Read perfectly. Zach Cunningham. Signed as a free agent last year in Tennessee. Before that with Houston.
Watch the offensive line in the interior. I feel like they gave this away to allow Cunningham to read that. Play really never quite had a chance because of reading those guards led him to anticipate the screen being thrown.
Mate, that was easy.
5, 2nd and 15. Swings it out. That goes nowhere. Madison just about back to the line of scrimmage. You know, last year, Kirk, this was a team, Minnesota, 11-0 in one-possession games. Big come-from-behind wins. This is called reverting to the mean right now.
Absolutely. They always seem to find a way, but they play clean football for the most part. Cousins threw some picks, but tonight it's been a disaster with the turnovers, just like it was in week 1.
Turnovers have been a disaster. Interceptions have been a disaster, but my God, man.
3rd and 15.
Kirk needs to get this up the board, but he ain't going to do it, I don't think. Oh,
Cousins
nice
fires
one.
down the sideline and incomplete. Coverage is perfect. Addison, the intended receiver. Remember, this is still a team that was down 33-0 last year, so don't touch that dial.
There you go.
Just yet, even though the Eagles are not last year's Colts.
That's right. That Philadelphia defense, after the sudden change, great job. You'd think Minnesota's going to try to put a drive together. Instead, they get them to 3rd and long, and they get a 3 and out.
Ryan Wright sends it skyward. Good boot, fielded at the 31-yard line. Fair catch by Britton Covey.
Vikings 1 person is not getting regular season 11-0. 0 plus 1 per season. One of these 8 games in the season NFL history 2021. For next season, better record 5, same record 7, worst record 30.
Yeah, I mean,
and one possession game to Tampa Bay last week.
And the thing about Cousins in the fourth quarter,
Here
when
we
he had
go,
8
on the
comebacks
first
between the
one,
fourth quarter and overtime.
He did. First
Trying
and
to go
10.
for it. No, he's going for a run. Hurts. He loves to
Gonna
run,
take
man.
off and not go very far. It's taken down after a gain of 1. Tackle made by Jordan Hicks. Second down.
Just nothing downfield. Brian Flores dropping 5 defensive backs, determined not to give the big plays up to Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown, and even Goddard willing to just, again, you're going to either check it down or you're going to have to run the football and scramble and create for Jalen Hurts. So as much as they want to try to attack downfield, I think they're going to have to hit some crossers over the middle. Middle of the field behind those linebackers is open, but nothing right now vertically.
Second and 9.
Swift. His good night continues. He takes it to the 37-yard line. Swift has now carried the ball 14 times for 73 yards.
And if you're watching him, for a Philadelphia fan, you've watched him at Detroit, a lot of times he's catching the ball to the backfield. What you're seeing is vision and patience. Even on that run, you know, to give themselves a chance here at 3rd and 4, that play looked like there was not much push. But instead of panicking and just powering through there, he waited patiently and cut back and found some positive yards.
Third and 4. Here comes
Gone
pressure.
for a long ass throw
There goes
left.
the ball
Colt.
wide open.
Perfect.
It is
They're done.
Smith again. All
They
the
are
way for the touchdown.
absolutely done.
Jordan
They're
Hicks
done.
put the
Eagles
pressure on, but he
finished.
got it away with Hicks in his face at 63 yards, and the Eagles go up 26-7.
Great job
69
here
yard throw.
by Jalen Hurts. He gets pressure right here, gets into his face. But watch this. I just talked about how these safeties are getting deep. This time Harrison
Look at
Smith,
that.
he doesn't. Kind of holds his ground, opens up the back end, and there's the home run ball. Philadelphia's
Look
been
at
looking
Smith just
for a
gone.
one-on-one matchup that
It's
they
gone.
can expose. He goes right by Evans with that speed, and a good throw despite the pressure by that blitzing linebacker into the face of Jalen Hurts.
Gone.
Elliott's point after. 2 touchdowns in the
27-7.
first 4 minutes, 6 seconds. Third quarter, the Philadelphia Eagles on.
It's embarrassing, man. 27-7. Embarrassing. Come on, that defense was on it. The Vikings defense was on it. Unreal. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Do, 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 do. Unbelievable. You couldn't make it up. I mean, what an embarrassment. Like a proper embarrassment. There's no way in hell is that allowed. There's no way. How is that possible? How have you let that go? That's not good at all. Oh, just waiting. Just waiting.
The 63-yarder
Back in.
was the TD 54, only took him to the 10, the 2 longest catches of his career. Meanwhile, now available only on Prime Video, Kelsey, a look at Jason Kelsey's epic 2022 season, culminating in a Super Bowl showdown with his brother Travis. Stay tuned for Kelsey.
Football is a family story, Kelsey. Kelsey.
I was just talking to him about his career and what he's doing now in the NFL, and he said, man, I can't believe how hard it is to score touchdowns. You know, college, it was pretty easy, and he said he and AJ go back and forth and talk about how tough it is. So he gets 2 tonight.
3 on the season. Here's Ty Chandler. Let's go to Kaylee.
Well, Al, AJ's got 2 kids of his own. He's already given Devontae some fatherly advice. He told him, sleep when baby girl sleeps. You know, Devontae is known as the guy who turns the lights on in the Eagles facility. He's there so early every morning. AJ said, yeah, we'll see if that continues.
Yeah, that's we talked about it before.
Here we go, 25-yard line, second and 10.
He's a 1-2 punch.
Rocket out.
Cousins fires.
Nice.
That's caught. That'll be a first down. Forward progress to Justin Jefferson, who holds in his 6th catch of the night for 69 yards.
There's that matchup again with Darius Slay, giving him some soft coverage. Of course, with this lead, he's comfortable in doing that. Just doesn't want to allow him to get back. And a good job by Kirk Cousins. It looked like he was looking out to C.J. Ham, and a flat came off of that and then found the matchup that he wanted.
Cousins got the ball.
Pressure, look out.
Nearly sacked him, threw that out quick.
Gets it away anyway to Josh Oliver for no gain. That time Nicholas Morrow came flying through.
Good, well-timed blitz here, and it affects the timing. Again, Morrow in for Dean, and he comes free. Offensive line moved to their left, freed up that right side, and Morrow very close to getting to Cousins. And that's where Cousins, that experience, just smart enough to get that ball out of his hands.
All right, 40-yard line, second and 10.
Cousins fires.
Nice.
And Jefferson can't handle it. Broken up. Big number 2, Darius Slay, who had a pick 6 last Sunday at Foxborough. Be 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, he was frustrated right when he came up, and this time Slay gets up a lot tighter. You can see right at the break he grabbed on to the jersey. That's the call that I think he wanted. Terry, you agree with that? It looked like a hold there, didn't it?
It did. He clearly grabbed the jersey and restricted him. Should have been defensive holding.
Nothing going right for the Minnesota Vikings tonight. Down by 20. Crowd roaring again. 3rd and 10. Pressure on
Get out,
Cousins.
Kirk.
Steps up. Throws deep down.
Perfect.
Caught.
Go.
That's the rookie Addison
Brilliant.
for the touchdown.
Brilliant.
Job around. Josh
The Vikings
Job
are finding
covering
it
on the
somewhere.
play. And for the second game
They're
in
still
a
in
row,
this. Julian
Anderson
Anderson
for a
is
score.
still in this.
This
This
is
Vikings
the
is
experience of
still in
Cousins.
this.
He's looking left the entire
13-27.
way. Wants to be
Brilliant.
able to
So I
throw,
thought it
and
was
then
over.
you get
Obviously,
a
it's not over
one-on-one
until it
matchup
ends.
here.
So
But
Cousins
watch
has
Kirk
got
Cousins.
the
Look
ball.
at his eyes. He's looking here, and in fact, at the very last moment after he steps up, he moves his safety there, and then he sees the one-on-one matchup.
Brilliant.
Kevin O'Connell went out in this draft, and he said, we need to find a guy that can win one-on-one, and they found Addison as the guy opposite of Jefferson.
That was textbook.
That was beautiful.
Great description of that.
14-27.
The kick
And the
is
kick
good by
Is
Joseph.
good.
So Minnesota trying.
So as we thought it could have been over, it's not over yet. Not over yet. The Vikings are still in this. Very tight game. Very tight game. But yet again, another waiting game. It's long-winded, the adverts. I hate the adverts. The adverts take so long. These adverts take so long. Mate, the Vikings, if they can just push the defense, then you get another touchdown on the offense. That could be brilliant. It's just taking long for these adverts. The Vikings are still in it to win it. They're not going anywhere yet. Still waiting.
Receiving yards.
Back in again.
In his 52nd game time for the best all time over that time frame.
Here we go.
Rashad Penny now drops back deep.
14-27.
Kickoff.
9 minutes and 9 seconds left.
13-point game after the 62-yard touchdown on a 3rd down and 10.
That's exactly what Minnesota obviously needed, was a big play. And again, you got to give Kirk Cousins a lot of credit for not panicking, not losing his cool. He knows that there's still a long way to go, and they're able to climb back into this game. Their defense has been playing well. One of the few times we saw man-to-man coverage, Jalen Hurts made him pay for it with that big throw to Devontae Smith. So see what Brian Flores adjusts back to now defensively.
It's long-winded.
Hurts 11 of 14 for 147. Of course, those 2 bombs to Smith. Most of it. This time the pass is caught. Gain of 9. Dallas Goedert. Down to Kaylee we go.
Hey, Al, right tackle Lane Johnson is on the field, but he was just doing some release work on his left groin. Remember, he had issues with it last year and actually missed some time because of it. The Eagles are without running back Boston Scott right now after all that success on the ground. He's being evaluated in concussion protocol. We've learned Quez Watkins, the receiver, is out. And on defense, Avonte Maddox, he's out as well.
Yeah, that's why, with Scott out, that's why we saw Rashad Penny, the ex-Seahawk, on the kick return. Meanwhile, Swift breaks one. And a nice tackle to avoid a longer gain there by Cameron Bynum. The flag is down.
Yeah, I think the left guard Landon Dickerson on a hold there.
Holding. Offense number 69. 10-yard penalty. Replay 2nd down.
One of the few mistakes we've seen by this offensive line. The left guard here just locks up Dean Lowry. Anytime you see a ball bounce, defender trying to work out, you see him grab onto that jersey. Good call by the official. This is what Philadelphia dealt with last week. You know, making some mistakes, getting behind the sticks. Great look at Jeff Stoutland, the run game coordinator, one of the top offensive line coaches in the entire country, or entire, doing some college games here in the NFL.
All right, here we go again.
2nd down and 11, the ball at the 23-yard line. Rush only 3. Send it out to Swift. Good tackle made on the outside there by Byron Murphy. So 3rd down and 6 coming up. Clock under 8 minutes to go in the 3rd.
Cousins says, just get me the football back. We want to get within a possession, have a chance. Magic going from last year, those 4th quarter comebacks that he had.
It's been tight so far, but the Eagles have found ways, man.
You do it that often, you
They
do
found ways.
believe that you can do it.
You're down 33-0. You believe in anything.
No doubt.
False start. Offense number 0. 5-yard penalty. Third down.
Swift over anxious.
Tried to sell it anyway. Lost his balance. He jumps and then he acts like he meant to do it. Watch him point. No, watch the blitz.
Vikings without a penalty tonight, but 4 turnovers. 3rd and 11.
Here we go again.
Again, just rushing 3, dropping 8.
Left.
Pass goes to Goddard. Seen a lot of action tonight after next to no action last week. And that'll make it 4th down.
Boom.
Minnesota capitalizing on
Now the Vikings need to do something.
By Philadelphia with that holding call, the false start. Philadelphia goes backwards, and the Vikings do their job defensively, get off the field and give Kirk Cousins the ball back, now down 13.
Brandon Powell, former Ram, sets up inside his own 30. Aaron Sipos sends it his way on an angle, lets it bounce, and an Eagle is the first to touch it, so it'll be down at that spot. 6:19 remaining now in the 3rd quarter.
They've got it, man. The mad thing is the Vikings have got it. They can do it. They've held on the defense. Now they've just got to get their offense over. If they can get a touchdown, then the game's still on. But if the Eagles get another touchdown, forget it, mate. I can't see it happening. Just waiting once again. Taking long. That's long-winded. Long-winded. Oh, back in. I've gone nowhere again.
4, tackled there by Mario Goodrich.
All things considered up front for Minnesota. I mean, they've had an uphill battle against this Philadelphia defensive line, but doing a good job of trying to mix these play calling up.
Rolling, has time, throws, caught, but well short of the first down. Jordan Addison making the grab there, 3rd and short.
Seems like when they have gotten the Eagles on their heels, it's been a mix of change of tempo.
Keep it going.
Moving Cousins
Keep
around.
it going. 3rd and
Anything
4.
to slow down that front.
3rd and 4.
You're right. You're right.
Cousins hangs in the pocket.
Oh,
The pass is incomplete.
flipping
The coverage is
idiot.
great.
Right
That
was
Jefferson
free.
over the middle, and he was covered by the linebacker, Zach Cunningham. Fourth down.
You know, Al, it looked like Fletcher Cox may have gotten his hand potentially on his shoulder as he releases the ball.
They're right.
I know he got right there. It looks like he got a good push on him. Remember, Cousins gets hit more than anybody, and that may have affected that. But I'll tell you, the great coverage there by the linebacker Cunningham.
Right. We was talking about getting a linebacker on Jefferson. You want to take advantage of it if you can. Ryan Wright. Covey's going to let it bounce. And so will the Vikings. All the way to the 8-yard line.
Devontae Smith. Well, they're covering Smith now, I tell you. Oh.
He's as good as anybody of creating those favorable matchups and getting the separation.
57-yard kick. Spot the ball at the 7-yard line.
Nope.
Through the middle. Working his way out to the 11-yard line. Gain of 4. As that run game continues for Swift. Heavy workload tonight. 15 carries, 77 yards.
Mad.
Really impressive to just watch him tonight. You know, it's one thing. With the way Gainwell played last week, you think he's going to become the guy. I think many people thought that Swift would come in and have a role, but many wondered what it would be. And with Gainwell being out, they've asked him to carry the load, and he's had a heck of a night with that offensive line paving the way.
Paves it again. Breaks tackles. To the 20-yard line he goes. Tackled there by Cameron Bynum of a block by Jordan.
The Eagles have found a way.
First down.
Yeah, Malata, that left
And the
tackle,
Vikings are
68,
hot on their
89, a good
heels.
kick out. Jack Stoll. You see it puts a lot of pressure on these safeties. Look at that hole. Look at that hole. And the safeties collapsing down in a hurry, which they've been doing against this run game, but he has such good balance, physical lower half, able to stay off and bounce off those safeties.
From the 20. Hurts, time, throws, caught. But again, only a short game. This time it is Goddard again making the catch, and for him, I mean, he's caught 6 tonight, but for only 21 total yards.
Yeah. Quiet night. It's been more really about this running game, and you can't blame him.
I mean, for a league which is about 60-40 pass run, the ratio there, Phillies run the ball 32 times and thrown it only 20. Second and 5.
I'm gonna run it again.
Run number 33. Effective again. First down. Gang tackled up at the 36-yard line. DeAndre Swift.
But again, I think it's, you go to what's working, right, on that night. Some nights it's throwing the football. Other nights it's the offensive line controlling things. And these are big holes that he's running through. I mean, you're asking linebackers and, again, the safeties to come down and make plays. And this guy's 5'9", 215 pounds. It gives you an idea of that low center of gravity that he has.
Again, he's over 100. Close to a first. And his 18th carry of the night. His longest gain is only 12 yards, but he's picked up 106 total yards.
But watch this offensive line led by Kelsey climb up to the second level. Help out, get up to that linebacker. Again, that's two UC Bearcats going head-to-head. But the holes continue to open up. As you wear down this defense, you get into the fourth quarter, those holes seem to be getting bigger and bigger. Minnesota getting tired on that defensive line.
Sooner or later, you knew we were going to see Rashad Penny, and it's sooner. There he is in the backfield. 2nd and 1.
Here we go. Here we go.
First carry is an Eagle. Takes it across the 50 for a first down. Tackled by Ivan Pace Jr. Under 2 minutes to go now in the third.
And they don't have to do this with this lead. They're up 13. But if you're a safety and these holes are opening up, what are you doing? You're getting downhill in a hurry because you got to be there for run support. If this game were closer, it'd be a perfect time for Brian Johnson to put the ball into the belly of the back, pull it out, and create a one-on-one matchup on the outside where you could hit a home run to either Devontae Smith or A.J. Brown, because those safeties right now are sensing that they've got to get downhill.
Mate, 115.
Caught on the outside. That's Penny. Boy, Penny can stay healthy. I mean, we've seen him have some big games with the Seattle Seahawks. But the problem is he's just oft injured.
Yeah, go back to 21.
Mate, these Vikings are going to get another touchdown.
He led the entire NFL yards per carry, over 6 yards a carry. And you're right. I mean, it's been more about just trying to stay healthy and be that back that we all know he can be. In his 6th year now at San Diego State.
2nd and 5. Penny again. Half a minute to go. Could let the clock run down all the way to the 4th. It'll be 3rd down and 3 at the resumption of play. In the meantime, the Eagles at least going to line up for it. Maybe to try to draw them offside, maybe to run a play. 3rd down and 3. Oh, they were able to do that.
Got it.
It's exactly what they pulled
Dickhead.
off. Harrison Phillips came across the line. Yeah, they were ready to let the clock run down.
You called it out, just trying to draw them off, and it worked.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense, number 97. 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
You know, when you over dramatize coming up to the line in a situation like that, and everybody's kind of moving around a little bit.
Yeah.
And sure enough, it works. Something's coming. You're right. That is the first Vikings penalty of the night. And you can wind the clock, and it's going to take us to the 4th. We have played 3 in Philadelphia. The Eagles on top of the Minnesota Vikings. 27-14 on Thursday night football.
Unbelievable. You couldn't make it up. You couldn't make